Going to wrap it up with the Eyes Wide Shut crew pretty soon. Just want to say, what's most disappointing? Coach knows that he comes out swinging all that sort of stuff, but you got to understand the whole point. He started channels. He feels like everybody's a fucking liar on this fucking app. So yeah, there it is. So well, I can't trust you. I would love to just have my job be easier and be able to rely on anything you say, but your shit is boring. Your pics are fucking whack from the little tiny bit I've seen. Honestly, it's out of context. But when I see, that amount of subscribers and I see all the pay links and all that sort of stuff, and I see people in the comments saying shit that looks like real humans with real criticisms and stuff, I don't fucking like you. And then, you come around being smarmy, all that sort of stuff. You're the big channel. Like, you shouldn't even be stooping to my level, even if I am just an asshole off my meds or some shit, right? Like, I'm just a nobody. What the fuck you coming around talking to me for? Like, you get paid to do this. It's your fucking job, shooter. I'm Happy Gilmore, fucking hitting a hole in one on a par four. Fuck out of my lane. But yeah, Coach loves that. Rusty Cunt says no disrespect. Nice name, right? Rusty Cunts. Dude, no disrespect, but you picked the Browns to go to the Super Bowl. Yeah, I always also told you it was a 2-year window. I'm telling you exactly how it's gonna fucking happen next year. I told you the UFC heavyweight championship belt right on the money, TKO. I'm rocking that shit around my waist right now. I told you Tyson was going to go the distance in a loss, and then told you what he was going to do all the way to the tail end of his career, including who he's going to face every single fucking time. Right? What's your boy doing? Like, what are we even talking about here? I've got picks out into the 2100s. I think are gonna hit. Like, you bet. Like, your boy's gonna tell you to bet on the Red Sox at some point. You wait for that shit. You wait on the fucking for him to start telling people the Red Sox are gonna win a World Series. I can't wait. Okay, so Coach's gonna let everybody know and remind them exactly how weird this channel is. So, Coach doesn't fade Hans Wormhat. Coach actually respects Hans Wormhat's channel. He thinks I'm a Bafo tear. It is what it is. But he made a video, How and When the Lizard People Reset Society. I mean, just based on the title alone, that's worth a like, right? And it's fire, of course, but also terrifying. So Coach often just feels like horrible dread that the picks and stuff are dumb and who cares about sports? Like, honestly, I some of the only reassurance I get from realizing teams will consistently be winning championships is oh, maybe it's that much further out until they basically hit us all with an ice age or something. And that's what he's talking about. He's saying they're going to freeze us all out as an overreaction to global warming. It seems like that's what they show you over and over again. So I said, Coach likes Hans' channel for the most part. I used to watch every single video, but then I'll be honest, a lot of the stuff where he's going deep dive into the scripture and stuff, he just loses me. That's just me personally. And then but I don't want Hans to get too much credit as an influence on me. I like Hans, but the one who would be my influence, the one that's inspiration to make the channel, would be Plato's Cave Visited. I don't think this guy necessarily likes me either, but this dude's hardcore. He's the one that, from watching his videos and stuff, he showed me how to do the Pictreave, the face-to-face comparisons, and it got me thinking about the dual role agents. So this dude's OG. He gets no views, just like me. Has just a little bit more subscribers than me, but he has a ton of channels. He does a great job backing all stuff off. I don't think I've ever seen anybody with more channels than this guy. So just giving a shout out to him because that's basically what would keep me going. Stuff like that. And then when I was in my edgier phase, I Denier Bud, if you're familiar with that. But yeah, Coach just saying, he really doesn't want to be a shit star. He doesn't even care about these fucking stupid ass channels. And honestly, we're just doing our best. So it is what it is. Of course, it just doesn't feel like a fair fight, right? Coach thinks that he takes, Zach and guys like that, they take dives, right? So they're not actually upset when their picks miss. It's just a character. And it's probably not even human playing the character, right? But when we miss, it's the end of the fucking world. Right, so that's bullshit. But we do absolutely own it. But I mean, you also know Coach said from the very beginning he only cares about championships. We got the Commanders beating the Chiefs, and they survived with a miracle field goal. What do you know? Yet again, it's the 6th straight game they've done it. Right, so of course we're gonna be fucking fired up. Of course we're gonna make fun of you if you're paid to make these sort of picks, and you didn't see what we consider like all these super obvious, amazing connections, like how like we're holding the best hand, we got a fucking royal flush, right? How the hell are you gonna beat Sean Taylor? Like coach says that, like, of course, like nothing's a guarantee, right? We could miss, but if we miss like on this one, like damn well it's not gonna be an easy like, oh well, it's obviously because of this, that, and that. What the fuck could they be holding that's better than Sean Taylor and Jackson Holmes being a, oh my god, everybody wants to see that go down. It's true, right? So we got the best script. We're always gonna have the best script. When we say we have the best script, do we have the best script in hockey? No, we told you about Johnny Hockey forever ago, but we still don't know what the hell they're doing there, right? So, but coach wants to focus less on the gambling, because the whole point was just to prove that it's scripted. And if he's going out there telling people that Notre Dame versus Ohio State is scripted, and we got it too, like even more proof, right? Coach doesn't really ultimately care. Competition breeds excellence. Coach isn't scared of other channels existing. He's glad they fucking exist. He just wishes he could trust that they were on the level. But, he had a bad experience with the Top Hat guy. Ran his mouth with my name on screen for 10 minutes trying to tell you that wrestlers like actually cut themselves and bleed with razor blades night after night, whereas Coach was saying it was just some sort of movie prop and it's a bloodletting ritual macho thing. And in the same episode, Top Hat Man also was saying the Pat Tillman story is legit. It was not a psyop because it made the government look too bad. So there you go. And as far as that guy, like I said, really not much information there. I just know he doesn't want to smoke with Coach. If he didn't beg for money, I wouldn't have any problems with him at all. And I just don't even know his record or anything like that. But if you hide your picks behind a paywall, like what the fuck, dude? Here he goes, dishonest again, play the rest of the video, troll. I said, interesting you don't object to my accusations towards your mother. Now, Coach wants to say, now, we kind of have a mixture here. For the longest time, I was only making videos for 2 to 3 people. And we don't have much more than that. We do have more. So I do want to kind of explain some things. Like, if Coach just, like, flippantly says he likes a team or something, that means he's, like, just that's just who I'm going to be cheering for in that game. It's I make a big deal about like official coach picks, the whole deal, right? And even when I like showed the the slip last night, of like what I was looking at with the odds and stuff, I didn't bet anything. I do big betting with Coach episodes where you see where my money's going. Coach hasn't bet anything yet. You want to know how much he lost the entire wild card round? Well, I cashed the $2.50 on the 50-cent bet on the Lions. We cashed that out, and I bet one 50-cent parlay that didn't hit because, like I said, we didn't have enough time to think through. Coach just took the logo on the Steelers. He forgot how much we hated the Steelers. If I had time to like talk to Trevor in person for like 2 seconds or hit him up, I'm sure he would have set me straight and be like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, they got Russell Wilson, George Pickens. I'm like, oh right, yeah, they're a bunch of bitches, right? But Coach was literally like stuck at work, like trying to, I didn't even get to watch the games. Right, so and then what was the other one? The Vikings one that we originally had and went back on just because the matchup changed. Coach was literally sitting up late at night and he was like, oh shit, the wildfires thing. And I knew I was going to take the Rams for that reason. I just completely forgot about it when I went to do the video. That's like, fuck it. The Vikings have got me that far. If I say some shit like that, don't ever put money on it. Like, that's just like, this far. Like, that's like some sports talk. That's just me doing coach talk, right? Like, just trying to make it interesting because I don't have anything to say there. Right, like if I got a good read on something, cause I tell you every single fucking angle I got on it. Now, Coach really loves the Zach Ertz Stanford angle. Coach remembered that standing out to him when the Eagles drafted Ertz. He just thought it was weird as a Stanford guy. I was like, Stanford, like kind of not in a good way. Like what the fuck, like I guess that could work out. And then he seemed kind of soft, like he's a great receiver and stuff, but Coach was spoiled with like Brent Selleck and Chad Lewis and stuff, like especially Brent. Like I like the blocking tight ends and even Jason Avant, slot receiver. Like he was a great blocking receiver, right? So Coach likes guys, and Shady McCoy, great blocking running backs. So Coach likes skill position players that can lay the wood, right, and help out when shit hits the fan, right? So Coach just wasn't really sold on Ertz because he didn't seem like that willing of in the trenches, that sort of stuff. And I like the idea of always having an extra blocker out there because it's not always a pass play. Right, what if you audible and you're stuck out there? You just cannot lay a block, right? So, basically, Coach is terrified of Rams Eagles. He doesn't trust that shit at all. I'm so tempted to fade the Eagles. You have no idea. And every time my instincts are like that, it's right. because I'm an Eagles fan. You know what I mean? And this just kind of feels like it. We know it's this one or the next game, but it's like it feels like one of those to where you know they're going down soon, so you just automatically play some head and they go down right here. Like the Eagles are the last team in the world anybody should be trusting. Like I'm telling you, like they fucking blew it against the Giants last season, and then Buccaneers in the wild card round. Like it's been some big humiliation ritual. Like they didn't break the records. Like Dickerson beating the Eagles smells right to me. That's Coach's official pick. I'm going to put a 4-leg parlay, 50 cents, on Rams, Chiefs, Skins, and Bills. That's the 4. I'm not taking the Eagles, right? And if it's the Eagles there in the NFC Championship, we know we're not scared of them either, and we know there's enough of a story there, but Coach feels like we already got our Eagles victory, and if they lose to the Rams, they don't have an argument against us anyways. Like, what would they be saying? Like, oh, if we would have had Jaden or like, there's no argument, right? They just blew it, right? So Coach thinks the Rams are the perfect team to knock them out there. It seems weird having 2 seeds that low, but that they can still host. It'll technically be the Rams' only home game, I think, right? Or am I tripping? Or I can't remember if they're 4 or 5, but anyway, probably a 4. Because I think that they would have had to win the division to get in there. So yeah, this will, they get another home game. They get the the sympathy, that sort of stuff. So that's what Coach leaned towards there. One more time: Rams, Chiefs, Bills, Skins. Yeah, Coach likes that a lot. And then, like I said, 50 cents to win whatever. Just keep rolling it towards you could even maybe even do like those 4 with Stanford, or like those 4 with Milwaukee Bucks. Those 4 with Guardians, just because if you do get a little bit, that's that much more of a multiplier towards that World Series or Super Bowl or whatever. And if we miss, we're out 50 cents. So that's what Coach says.
That was quite a show you put on today, Gilmore. You were the talk of the tournament.
Wow, thanks a lot.
Yeah, well, you really crushed that ball off the tee, I'll tell you what. You'd be something in one of those long drive contests. Yeah, you could probably make a very good living traveling around, hustling at driving ranges. Thanks, Phil.
That's I know what you're doing right now, and I don't like it. So why don't you just shut your trap before I put my foot in it?
Don't turn your back on me. Let's get one thing straight. This is Shooter's tour. I've worked hard my whole life, paid my dues, and now it's Shooter's turn. And Shooter's not about to let his reign at the top be spoiled by some freak, sideshow clown.
Did you just call me a freak? I was on this tour for one reason, money. But now I got a new reason, kicking your ass.
Well, I'd like to see you try. Let's do it. I'm on a golf course.